our Tim Butler, or I'm sorry, the East Texas Food Bank's Tim Butler is here in studio to talk to us about an event that's going on this month called Spread the Love. It's a peanut butter drive pitting Longview and Tyler to compete to donate the most jars of peanut butter as part of Hunger Action Month. So, thank you for joining us here today, Tim. How is everything going?
Yeah, things are great, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, let's talk about this. This is the Food Bank's second edition of the Peanut Butter Drive. What was the inspiration for doing this drive in the first place?
Well, so the biggest thing is that September's Hunger Action Month. Did you know that? It's not really widespread. Really, what we want to do is raise awareness of our mission, which is to fight hunger and feed hope in East Texas, and let people know what they can do to be a part of that. So I don't know if many people know this. 1 in 5 adults in East Texas are at risk of hunger. That means they may not know where their next meal is coming from. So what can we do to help people be a part of that and help their neighbor? And we came up with the Spread the Love Peanut Butter Drive, which is, like you said, Tyler versus Longview. It's the second year we've done it. Last year, Tyler barely won. But in total, what really matters is that the two communities got about 40,000 jars of peanut butter.
40,000 jars of peanut butter. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so you said the 40,000 jars of peanut butter last year. In terms of other figures, how successful was that first year?
You know, peanut butter is probably top 5 things that people are looking for when they come to a pantry. It's shelf stable, it's full of protein, it's good for when kids are going back to school. You can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of it, whatever. That amount of peanut butter that we raised, about half of it was physical jars that people were donating at their local Brookshire's, Fresh, or Super One, which you could do again this year. The other half was online donations. So if you can't get to the store to pick up peanut butter, you can go to easttexasfoodbank.org/PB drive, and you can donate that way. The cool thing with that, it's about a year's worth of peanut butter for us.
A year's worth of peanut butter?
Yeah, so we serve 26 counties in Northeast Texas. But this specific peanut butter from Tyler and Longview is going to stay in their respective communities. So if you live in Longview, you donate towards the Longview total. That's going to stay right there in Longview and serve your neighbors. So yeah, a year's worth of peanut butter in a month, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So talk to us a little bit more about this. What was the idea behind making this a competition between Tyler and Longview? Have you seen that that making things a little bit more of like a friendly rivalry that helps drive up attention and increase donations?
Yeah, so in our service area, I mentioned we cover 26 counties. Tyler and Longview are the 2 largest urban centers. I think you and I both know there's a natural rivalry there. So just again, it's all fun. You know, we're trying to raise money and peanut butter for our respective communities and serve our neighbors. But I think people pay a little bit more attention if their city's on the line, or the pride really plays a part in it. So it's fun.
Yes, certainly. And I think you touched upon this a little bit earlier. What was the idea behind having specifically a peanut butter drive?
Yeah, peanut butter is one of the most common things that we wanted to distribute at a food pantry. That's one of the interesting things about a food drive is we'll kind of get whatever people happen to have in the back of their pantry. When we have these designated food drives, like a peanut butter drive or a tuna drive, we're getting things that our neighbors really need when they go to a food pantry. So they're a lot more helpful when we're serving folks. So peanut butter in general is really helpful.
Gotcha. And also, it's a pretty dense food in terms of protein. So
And shelf stable.
Yeah, shelf stable. That's right. So talk to us a little bit more about those hunger statistics. You mentioned earlier 1 in 5 adults, 1 in 4 children in East Texas go hungry. And what are the factors behind those striking figures?
Yeah, so East Texas, at least our service area here, has the 3rd highest rate of food insecurity in the state of Texas. So, and I think a lot of that has to do with how rural we are. Yeah, we have Tyler, Longview, Texarkana, and Lufkin, and a few other towns in between. But there's a lack of resources in the rural areas, which really drives home when people are struggling to meet a budget. How long does it take me to travel to get a job that pays well? How long does it take me to get to the grocery store? That's a big piece of that plays into that food insecurity number. You know, I think a big misconception about food insecurity, it doesn't mean you're missing every single meal. It could be a senior that's on Social Security and just the last week of the month they need assistance because they're waiting for that next Social Security check. Or it could be a child that's on the National School Lunch Program during the school year. They don't have that during the summer, so mom's skipping meals now to be able to serve their kids. So it's that kind of thing with food insecurity. And this is another thing that people don't necessarily understand. Average person that goes to a food pantry only does it 6 times a year. It's certainly not abused. People aren't going every single week, every single month. They go when they need it. It's truly a supplemental resource for them.
Yeah, I think that's an important note to make. Apart from supporting campaigns like this peanut butter drive, what can be done to reduce hunger in our region? Because obviously, the food banks can only do so much. What do you think could help reduce hunger apart from the work that food banks do?
So this is a 1-hour interview, right? We don't have a whole lot of time to get completely into that, but I think an easy thing to do is just making things accessible to people. We have counties where there isn't an OBGYN. So if a woman is pregnant, she can't go get care anywhere within the county. So the first time that she sees a doctor is in the emergency room when she's giving birth. That lends itself to problematic situations for health, medical bills. And so when you live on the edge of needing assistance, anything like that can help tilt you over. So if you have to pay excessive medical bills, you're not going to have as much money for food for you and your kids. So I think there's a lot of little things like that that just add to the difficult situation that a lot of our neighbors are in.
Well, to wrap things up now, let's talk a little bit about, in summary, where can people donate these jars of peanut butter?
Yeah, so if you have physical jars of peanut butter in Longview or Tyler, you can go to your local Brookshire's, Fresh, or Super One. They're going to have a barrel in the front of the store, and you can drop them off there. You can also pick it up while you're shopping in those stores. That's totally fine. We also select Chick-fil-A's are participating. If you'll see here on this website that he's sharing, if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll be able to see the drop-off locations and their addresses. If you can't get there, if you go to easttexasfoodbank.org/PB drive, up at the top, the 2 little orange buttons, you could donate for Longview or you could donate for Tyler. So you just click that and you could donate a few bucks for peanut butter or food purchases in your community.
All right. Well, looks like it's pretty easy to do. And, of course, the camera wants to play games with me again today. It's unbelievable, this thing. We're gonna have to teach this camera a lesson, frankly. When will the winners be announced for this competition?
It's going to be the end of September on the 25th. So, but throughout the rest of the month, we're going to announce who's winning week by week, and we're actually doing an update today. So keep an eye out for that. Couple times a week, we're going to be letting people know, see if they need to go out and get some more peanut butter or donate.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim Butler, for coming on our show to talk to us about this important food drive happening. You have yourself a good day.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break here. We'll be right back in just a moment here on East Texas Now.